of PMC JNV Phek Nagaland, and I extend a warm hearty welcome to all distinguished guests, honored officers of Assam Rifles present here. We have with us very special guests. Today's special program actually is organized in collaboration with the Assam Rifles for Shiva Nagaland. Breaking the silence. This is a big and very ambitious program presented by, organized by X. X is a non-profit organization. The full form of X is Egg, Care, Trust and Support. We have with us a freelance active member of X, Sir Akhir sir. Sir, kindly give a big hand for sir. Sir is a very busy person, but sparing his precious time, he is amidst us today to share his thoughts, to share his ideas. And we have another guest, Ben sir. Sir is associated with a very powerful NGO spread all across India. It is called the Shiva Foundation. So Ben sir, this is Ben sir. And we have two special guests, two very beautiful, charming, dynamic guests. May I introduce them? My first guest is Miss Nagaland, Miss Northeast 2023. Miss Nagaland, with a big round of applause. We are really honored and blessed to have such a beautiful personality with us. And we have with us another Miss Nagaland, Miss Hikali Achumi, Miss Nagaland 2022. Miss. And last but not the least, we have the entire team of Assam Rifles Pochero, led by Jesio sir. Our Jesio sir is here, Kuldeep Singh ji. So kindly give a big hand for our Kuldeep sir. All the Jawans, all the troops of Assam Rifles Pochero, because the Assam Rifles Pochero team led by Major Sri Alan Guru was very active since the last 2 days. Yesterday also the team of Assam Rifles, the Jawans of Assam Rifles came. Today also, since night, all Assam Rifles Jawans, our honored guests are here. They are organizing and they are helping us in the beautification program of today's gathering. So I extend my heartiest welcome to all the distinguished guests and honored guests of today's program. Today's program is especially very much relevant in our school, that is PMC school, JNV Phek. As you know very well, last year we were only JNVs, but from this year, in the phase 2, some schools were selected all over India for the PMC status, that is Prime Minister's School for Rising India, and your JNV, that is JNV Phek, is now PMC school. So under this PMC school scheme, under the X program, today we are having an awareness campaign on mental health and substance abuse among students all over India, and to deliberate for discussion and for highlighting, enlightening on these two topics of mental health and substance abuse. We have the honored guests, the beautiful faces, the beautiful ladies, Kini Riche and Hikali Achumi. Actually, we were expecting the Miss Nagaland 2023, Nikitino Setu also, but due to some family emergency, I will not divulge you the details. She wasn't able to come. She was about to come, but due to certain exigency in the family. So the rest of the program will be handled by the team of Shiva Foundation, the X Foundation, and the two beautiful ladies in front of you. So once again, hearty greetings and welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for blessing our Vidyalaya with your presence. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir, for the welcome speech. So, most of the students here, they might be wondering like why we are having our beauty pageant winners amongst us in this substance abuse program. But here's the thing, they are not just title holders, they are role model, a mental health advocate, and a true inspiration for young generations like you. They are beauty pageant winners, someone who have experienced the pressures of the spotlight and the challenges of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and the importance of prioritizing one's well-being. So they have been here amidst us today to share with us their story, offer some guidance, and at the same time inspire us to make some positive changes in young minds like you. So proceeding further with the program, I would like to request Miss Nagaland 2022, Miss Itali Achume, to please come up on the stage and share her experiences with our students.
Check. Hello everyone. Hi JNV. How are you all? Alright. Can I get it louder? How are you all? Much better. Respected the principal, teaching faculties, our host, and to all my dear fellow friends here. I extend my heartiest gratitude to the JNV school here and the Assam Rifles for having us. It is such an honor and privilege to be here. I hope I'm audible, right? Alright, so I want to thank the Assam Rifles for always being an unwavering support and being an instrument in our progress. Last year, we embarked on a mega campaign addressing about the struggles of substance abuse in other districts, in 6 districts of Nagaland and Assam, and the overwhelming positive feedback that we got from our elders and from individuals, it has been truly encouraging. So building on to that success last year, this year we have come up with greater team and with greater ideas, with broader ideas. We are here under the theme Breaking the Silence, focusing on mental health and substance abuse. So my friend Kenny Ritze, she will be focusing on mental health, whereas I will go deeper into the substance abuse. Because we all know this very topic that is very, very need of the hour. Am I right? Yes. We are aware. Are you aware of this? Yes. We are here again to make you an awareness much more about the dangers of substance abuse. Because we acknowledge the harsh realities of the struggles that we are facing right now. And we have been experiencing an alarming rate of substance abuse among the youngsters, people of all age groups, but especially among the youngsters in this very few time. And that is how we came up with a plan, started our campaign from last year, and here we are again. Because there has been a generation that they face a lot of fatalities due to this substance abuse. People of their prime age, the teenage groups, most of them, during the baby boomers generation, long time back, the entire generation were washed off because of this substance abuse. And we don't want to let that same mistake repeat again, and that's the reason we are here again. So, what is drug? Does anyone want to answer what is drug? If you have an idea of it, a notion. We all might have a little idea about what is drug, right? Yeah, so we all might have taken drug in some way or the other, maybe in the form of beverages, like the caffeine or the coffee drink, right? Or in the form of medicines that our doctors prescribed us. So those are all drugs. I have a definition here: any substance which, when taken, has an ability to change the person's consciousness, thinking, mood, behavior, and motor functions, leading to take the substance repeatedly. So that is called drugs. However, what is drug abuse? Or what is the drug addiction? So here, anyone can fall into drug addiction. People of all age group, me, or my friend Kenny, or anyone. Fun, the curiosity and desire for pleasure, peer pressure, some factors. So these are some factors where people fall into drug addiction. We all might have a little idea of how people get into drug addiction, right? So why do people take drugs? I have come into a final conclusion of why do people take drugs. There is only two reasons. The first is to feel good, and the second is to feel better. Of course, there are so many other reasons of why do people want to feel that good. There are many reasons, we all know, some because of family conflicts, some because of academic pressure, some because of excessive stress, depression, financial issues, and many other more. Peer pressure and the curiosity, especially for our young generation. Here, to the young students, I want to focus on the curiosity that we have. We all might have seen in movies or videos the glitz and glamour, it looks cool. It may look cool, but my dear, it's not. Because nobody ever start taking a drug with an ambition to become a drug addiction. Right? Some may go to the party just to taste the drug, but they come back home getting into addiction because it is that powerful. There are so many other risks and factors why do people take drugs. And also, when a person becomes an addiction, it harms his or her life in all spheres of their life, physically, mentally, economically, financially, in family as well. There are so many others. So, there are some activities that you can start observing in a person when a person becomes a drug addiction. That is, there are some few points that I've highlighted because these are the points which we often came across the last year about the news when this struggles, these things started. So stolen money or property, murders, changed peer groups, lost interest in schools, sports, and other activities. They refused to go to school, started wearing long sleeves, come home smelling like alcohol or smoke, hidden liquor, beer, or wine in his or her bedroom. So these are some few points that a person, we can observe in them when they become that drug addiction. So my question here, or my say here, is that a person, this drug addiction is not a person's disease. It's everybody's disease. It's a society, it's a family disease, not a person disease. So we should not take this lightly. We should not be in denial because it can be treated like any other chronic disease like asthma or diabetes because it's treatable. We can treat this disease if we give attention instead of expelling them out from school or from home or from society, anywhere. We should take care of that and take a good treatment in time, taking the OST in time, and many more. The last final, which I want to say very importantly, is to the young students to never experience it at the first place. Because we all know have you heard about sunflower? The drug. Anyone who heard about the drug sunflower? Wow, I love this group, really, because this very drug, it was very popular the last year. It's still going on, however, it's very popular last year. That's how we started, this campaign started as well. So this very drug, when a person takes this drug, it's so powerful that the dopamine that is spread from the brain is so powerful that the person will want to take it again and again after a certain period of hours, and that's how a person gets drunk. So the only prevention, or the best prevention that a person can do is not to even take it at the first place. Because drugs can take you to hell disguised as heaven. I've heard that it feels like heaven, but yes, it will take you to hell disguised as heaven. So do not even try it in the first place. What we can do other than this is to live a purposeful life, right? As a student, we can all live a purposeful life, engage in social activities, set goals, maintain motivation, and cultivate good habits to live a meaningful life. And these are the sure ways that we can avoid substance abuse. Together, we can break the silence, the stigma that is prevailing around in our society. You can be the advocacy to your society, to your community, and to your people, to your near and dear ones. So, last but not least, if I say together we can, I want you all to say loud and clear, break the silence. If I say together we can, you will say break the silence. And if I say together we will, then you will say break the silence. Louder, okay? Together we can. Break the silence. Together we will. Break the silence. Can I hear a little more louder than this? I heard that the students are very active and very smart from our principal, right, sir? He's very serious. Anyhow, I heard that you all are very smart. So can I hear it louder again? Together we can. Break the silence. Together we will. Break the silence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Achumi, for your informative, engaging, and thought-provoking speech. Indeed, our students might have gained some knowledge from your speech, and most probably we are expecting to break the silence, and from today onwards, we hope that some of the students, they will come up with their problems and issues, and they do not fall prey to this substance abuse and all. Next, I would like to request Miss Notice 2023, Miss Kini Ritzi, to share her views on mental health.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the very warm welcome. We all felt very special and appreciated being here with you all. From our team, we would like to also facilitate, give a token of appreciation to your school. So I think I would like the principal to come forward so that, yeah. Just again, good morning, everyone. So, aside from being Miss Northeast 2023, I am also a psychology graduate, and that is why I'm so passionate about speaking about mental health to young minds like you all. I believe that in life, what's important is to live a very fulfilling and healthy life. Do you agree? I agree. Do you agree that you must live a very healthy and fulfilling life? That healthy life does not only mean physical health, but also means emotional and mental health. Do you understand? So, what is mental health? Have you or any one of you has any idea what is mental health? Okay, I will explain it to you short and brief but very crisp. Mental health is the overall well-being of us. It can include our psychological health, it can include our emotional health, it can include our social health. So when I say social life, social health, it means that people with good mental health, they can live a very socially engaging and very fulfilling social life. Like you can make lots of friends, you can have, I'm not saying you make friends with everyone you meet, but have a good circle of friends, and then you can also engage in community where you can contribute in your society, right? That is also one part of good mental health. And then, as you know, emotional health, it means our mind, our soul, the way it's balanced. You know? Those are the main components of what is mental health. All right, and I will speak about mental health issues. You know what are mental health issues? Those issues which triggers our mental health. I mean, it brings our mental health down so that we cannot live a fulfilling life. Like study properly, for example, the school student, you are no more interested in any kind of sports or any kind of activities you are doing. You are no more interested in making friends. You are no more interested in going out and just enjoying what is there to enjoy. Those are some mental health issues. Those mental health issues sometimes, if not treated properly, can double up into mental health disorders. Some most common mental health disorders we can see among our generation is depression and anxiety. Alright, so depression. I have a friend who is struggling with depression. I wouldn't say he's living with depression, but he's struggling with depression. And every day it seems it's very hard for him to do the smallest things like take bath or brush your teeth or put on clean clothes. Those are the simple things he's also unable to do. People with depression, their lives become, it stops. It's like everyone else in the world around him is moving forward. It's just him who is remaining stagnant and he's not able to do anything. That's the life of a person who is struggling with depression. And around 15% of our total population do struggle with depression. Maybe short term, maybe long term. It can be chronic depression or seasonal depression. There are also many kinds of depression, but see, it's very common. But any one of you here knows anyone who is struggling with depression? You can raise your hand. You don't need to point out anyone. Just, do you know anyone who is struggling with depression? I think even though you might not be raising your hand, you might have some idea, some names might pop up, but then it's also quite low when it comes to our mind, because people who are living with depression or any kind of mental health illnesses, they are not able to speak up. Why? That's the thing. Why are they not able to speak up? We gastric because we speak up, right? If I have a headache, I have a headache. If someone has cancer, for example, we know it's cancer and we sympathize with the person. Cancer. Then why not treat people the same way who are suffering from mental health issues? There comes the stigma and discrimination. So stigma. it's the negative connotation that you have towards a certain disease or illness, or maybe anything. Example, mental issue ase bole to pagla ase. That's the first thing that comes to our mind. Mental. It literally translates. It literally translates to pagla, right? Mental bole. That's not the thing, na? Mental, it means mind, it means our soul, it means our emotional side of life. So those are the stigmas, and I think these stigmas are the reason why people are not able to speak up at all. There comes discrimination also. Whenever someone says, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling sad, or like I'm suffering from depression, you say, it's just that you're lazy. Come on, that's just laziness. You're not able to do these simple things because you are lazy, right? But that's the thing. I have also, before coming into the subject, before studying about it, I've also labeled people who were feeling low or who were not responsive enough, like normal, healthy people. I have also labeled them as being lazy and kamchor as but you also must know that these are the words that can really affect them, and that is the reason why they are not able to speak up, and that is the reason why we don't know many people who are suffering, even if it's among us. I am sure one, two people among us must also be suffering from this kind of issues, but we are not able to speak up, mostly because of the stigma, mostly because of the discrimination. Right. Okay, Hikali has already spoken about substance abuse. I won't go in depth, but also I will give you a small life experience. Our series from Kripa Foundation, I also did my internship at Kripa Foundation. I was at the rehabilitation center for some days, and then I went to it's called drop-in center, right? I was also in the drop-in center. So before going and experiencing the environment firsthand, I also had some concepts in mind, like how are they not able to come out of substance abuse? Like, kile na pare char ole, any char dile hui jawa ki, just don't look at it na, idu bhabe do. But when someone starts taking drugs, when someone starts taking chemicals, which our brain, our functions, it gets chemically bonded to that drug, and you are no longer able to experience or live life normally unless you take that substance. Right? It's like it becomes water. Ani na khaile mohan zinda thakibo na pare shina dahan bi itu lagi. That's the thing. And that was one of the misconceptions I had, which got solved when the general public who don't study about that matter will also have that, I am sure. The best way for us to overcome this kind of misconceptions that we already have in mind is to educate ourselves, is to learn more. And also, whatever you have learned, you need to tell it to people. Don't keep the knowledge to yourself, but tell it to people. That's how we are able to form a community that does not disregard other people's problem, but also encourages them, and we are able to get cured properly. So, if any one of you here is that someone who is suffering emotionally, mentally, I want you to speak out. I don't want you to keep it inside, because that only bottles up your emotion, and later it can result into something which we don't want. And speaking out is one of the best way to live a very emotionally fulfilling life, right? Our mental health, we are social animals. We need to share our thoughts, we need to share our opinions, we need to share whatever we have in our mind to the people around us. But also, it's very important for us to select people who are good for our mental health. Not everyone is good for our mental health. We are all different people, And some people, with some company, you might feel very encouraged, you might feel very inspired. But with some people, with some company, I mean, you might not feel as inspired or anything of sort. So it is also very important to select out a support group that can help you, that can make you climb the steps, that can make you become a better person every day. So keeping good company is also a very important part of good mental health. Has anyone ever thought of seeking therapy? So people usually tell that, speak out that seeking therapy is like us begging people to help us. It's shameful, right? But then seeking therapy is never supposed to be a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. You reach out to people saying you need help. It can only mean that you are determined to make yourself better. You are brave enough to come and speak out. You are brave enough to become a better person. Seeking therapy should never be regarded as a sign of weakness. And anyone who has friends, you should, who knows like they're suffering from this kind of issues, you must also encourage them to speak out and seek therapies. We all know that we are fearfully and wonderfully made by our Lord, right? And sometimes we forget that and we start comparing ourselves to people. We start talking bad things about ourselves to ourselves in our mind. But you know, those thoughts can manifest into reality also. That is why positive self-talk is also very important. These are a few ways you can live life where you are emotionally and physically healthy as well. Exercise is one of the best way you can keep yourself active mentally and physically. And also spending time with Mother Nature and taking a break sometimes and taking I call it mental health day break. You can also take those breaks and then you can journal, you can do what you love and just spend time with yourself, saying positive things to yourself. Speaking negative thing about yourself would never result into anything good. That's what I believe. Alright. I would want you to speak with me, repeat some sentences with me, alright? Mental illness is not a choice. Mental illness is not attention seeking. Mental illness is not a flaw in character. Mental illness is not funny or a joke. Mental illness is not less important than other illnesses. Before I conclude with what I had to say in my part of the session, I would give my family. I have an aunt who has gone through a childbirth, and then her child died within 3 months, and that incident triggered her, and everything that was pushed out, crushed down from her past, it resurfaced the emotional traumas and all, and then she now suffers from clinical depression. So when at first I asked her if she was okay, but then she was not ready to speak out. But later on, it seems she did speak out to her family, and her family took her to a local church. And I am a child of God. I know religion is also very important for our well-being, but also there are some places you need medical help as well. So that local church, accused her that it was her lack of faith that made her suffer like that. So I think this incident might also relate to some people. We are shamed by our own support group, maybe our women community, maybe our church community also sometimes, or maybe our friend groups, that it's just in your mind, it's just lack of faith, it's just the laziness that's making you like that. But that's not the case. And I think we must also understand that whenever someone is speaking up to us like that, we also need to encourage them. We also need to tell them that they are very brave for speaking up and they should get the professional help they need. So, but now my aunt and I we spoke, and now she's getting medical and professional help. She's visiting psychologists regularly, and then she's also on some psychiatric meds. But she is doing better than before. It's not just her illness that made her to the person she became, that no confidence, no will to live her life kind of person, but it was the shame that the society imposed on her. That's the case. And I think I'm taking very long, but I'll share you some few things. Do you know how mental illnesses, how people suffer from mental illnesses? What are the trigger points? First, might also be generational. It might be in our genes, because it's the chemical imbalances that's causing us those feelings. So you need to know that might also be generational. You need to know that might also be...
Hello? Was I not audible the whole time? I was not audible. It might also be the past traumas. I think we, as humans, we have also gone through many kinds of abuse in our life, maybe physical, maybe verbal, sexual. Those kind of abuse can trigger our mental health. And also, some problems might come from some kind of incidents or accidents that are natural causes. Those can also inflict those kind of feelings towards us. So those are the main triggers of mental health issues. So that would be my conclusion, but I want you all, whoever has attended this program and whatever you have learned from both of us, do not keep it to yourself, but share it to the people around, so that we as individuals can create that ripple effect that will cause a big wave and will, wash down all the stigmas and discrimination that is prevalent in our society. You promise that? Yes. You promise to share what you have learned with the people around? Yes. Alright. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kenny, for sharing your past life experiences and at the same time educating our students on mental health and reducing stigma around the mental illness. And I feel that our student might have been aware of the mental health matters, and that seeking help is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness. Proceeding further with the program, I would like to request Mr. Ben, Kripa Foundation, to share something.